Time to take a trip on a gondola to Duranistan. Darren Casey Stan.
Good on you. No, I'm not saying anything. It was great.
Thank you. I thought so too.
Duranistan, not really the sort of place that would have a gondola.
No, it's not really. They don't do that sort of thing in the stands.
No. Nope. But gondolas, they're great.
Yeah.
Did you know where you can ride a gondola?
Well, there's Venice, of course.
Yeah, good answer. Pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Do you know any others?
Oh, I think of Oxford and Cambridge. Ugh.
I'll tell you something that'll do your brains in.
What?
Melbourne.
I'll get out.
Botanical Gardens.
Botanical Gardens, you cannot.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, tell us more,
I
please.
went for a walk. I'm not sure. It's the gardens where the track is in South Yarra. You know, is that?
Yeah, that's the Botanical Gardens.
The Melbourne Botanical, because there's a lot of great gardens in Melbourne, and sometimes I think, well, hang on, maybe I've got the wrong ones. But because there's the Fitzroy Gardens.
Yep.
They're lovely.
They are, and not in Fitzroy.
Yeah, they are too.
Yeah.
Well, the Exhibition Gardens.
Sure.
I mean, they're in Fitzroy, but you wouldn't know.
No, true.
And the Royal Park, sort of over near Carlton.
Yeah,
in Carlton.
sure, they're nice too.
They're nice too. A lot of great gardens.
Yeah.
I believe that in Royal Park, in a tree, there was some panda.
What?
An escaped. You had an animal that escaped from your zoo last year.
What?
And it was just, I can't remember if it was a panda or one of the monkeys, like an orangutan, but it was just chilling in a tree.
What? And just hassling people on Lygon Street for bamboo. Hey, mate. mate, you got any bamboo, mate?
No, he'd found a piece of fruit or something. I saw a photo of this guy. Because, you know, I'm one with the orangutan.
Oh, we know your orangutan story.
I'm of them, yeah.
Yeah, true.
I had a relationship with one.
You sure did.
Platonic.
Was it?
I liked her as an orangutan. You know when you try and hook your mate up with a girl back at school and you go, what do you think of Tony? You know, he really likes you. And they'd say, I like him as a person.
As a friend.
The death knell.
Oh, man, that was curtains for you, buddy.
She likes you as a friend, and you just go, oh, and the gun that you've already got near your mouth, you push right into the back of your mouth.
No, that's it. It's over.
Yeah, well, I liked her as an orangutan. But anyway, this one was just had a piece of fruit and was chilling, taking the fruit just in a tree. It had escaped from Melbourne Zoo.
Well, I'd never heard
that. You don't know anything
that.
about this.
No.
Because you talk all night and you don't pay attention to your own city.
No, I don't. I ignore it at my peril.
You're the heartbeat of Melbourne in the wee hours.
Well, am I?
Anyway, this monkey somehow escaped. I think he punched a guard, and the guard got too close to him with the keys, those really big keys on his waist. And the monkey was able to get the keys, knock the guy out, and put his uniform on. Oldest trick in the book.
Yeah, to fit like a glove as well, I bet.
Yeah, it was kind of a bit baggy.
Yeah.
But luckily, that fellow was quite eccentric. So when all the people on the turnstiles went, look at that, Jeff. He's a knucklehead. Where's he off to? And then they said, wait, one of the orangutans escaped.
Seize him.
And it was the guys working the turnstiles were really woke and they didn't want to say anything bad.
Of course
he
they
looked
did.
like he'd lost a bit of weight.
Yeah.
Kind of hairy. Because he was a ranger.
Well, yeah, and he was just living his best life.
But you can't.
No.
And he was brave.
He was.
He was stunning and brave.
But
you can't just say, hey, a ranger, because you're not allowed to say that anymore. I don't think you're allowed to tell rangers that they are rangers, even though they know they are rangers.
Oh, yeah. It's a pretty... I got in big trouble once for telling a joke about a ranger. This was 20 years ago. So they were...
Really?
Yeah, they were... parts of the community were, let's say, radicalising then.
Really?
Yeah, it was about a soft drink company that was giving out pickup lines, to help
It was a soft drink company that was putting red hair in their drinks.
No, it was nothing like that. But they were giving out like pickup lines, So I think it was Coke. And I said the only danger with that is you might end up going home with a Fanta pants. And somebody heard it.
And cutting.
Thank you. Somebody heard it and was most displeased and pursued the complaint with some vigour.
And you said this on air, did you?
Yeah. Yep.
Fanta pants.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and so there was a public apology. There was me in front of all the sponsors' logos. No, and there was I read a prepared statement from a piece of paper, and
you went through all this 20 years ago.
20 years ago. I'm serious. I'm absolutely 100% serious. No, it was less than 20 years ago. What am I saying? It was 14. It was 15 years ago. It was, Darren, without a word of a lie, it was 15 years ago.
So you were kind of wild and edgy back then, and now, it's like, what's happened to you?
Well, I'm I'm the orangutan. I've been taken from a wild environment from the rainforest, and I was put in a zoo, and I was domesticated. I was tamed.
And you've been injected with stuff, and they put that metal thing on your head, and they put you in a chair, and there was a monkey in the other chair.
Yes.
And the wires went across. You were both in like the chairs, and one guy about to pull a big switch.
That was it. Yeah.
So they just destroyed you.
They did.
The system ruined you.
And I was no longer a threat to society.
That's amazing. Well, anyway, having escaped all that, if you go over to the botanical gardens, there's a lake. And I was walking through them a few years ago, and in the distance, I saw a guy on his own. There was no one in it with him, on a lake in the botanical gardens, and he was riding a gondola.
I had never heard of that. And so was there what would you have preferred to have seen, Darren? A couple, madly in love, just taking in the sights of the water lilies and manicured gardens, or somebody playing a mandolin, or was he wearing a boating hat at least?
Yeah, he sort of had a hat with it was a little bit of old Italy in Melbourne.
Oh, well, that's not unusual.
In the distance, I thought you can have a gondola ride on a lake in Melbourne. It was the same. I remember telling you about a house there, and there was a sign. There was a house there that some guy lived in 1850 or something.
Yeah.
Some old assistant governor type, and there was a plaque. And the story about how people had been charged with, remember one of those old words for misbehaviour, not a you used to say the word a bit, a scofflaw.
Oh, yeah, it was a scofflaw, great.
Been charged for, it was the way it was worded, it was quite funny. Anyway, it's not funny because I can't remember any of it. But anyway, there were gondolas in Melbourne. I don't know why you even brought them up.
Because do you know what? I don't know, but I'm going to have to go and investigate that now. Because I want to know if a car is roadworthy, what is a gondola? It's not seaworthy. Is it lake-worthy?
Well, seaworthy is the word for a
but
vessel,
it's not on the sea.
Vessel.
It's not on the sea. I'd like to know if they're up to scratch before I commit my hard-earned to taking my wife on a gondola journey where I serenade her with a mandolin, and then the gondola driver, he sings. He's got this beautiful voice, and he just launches into the pearl fishes.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, it is.
Have you been to Venice?
No.
Sinking, apparently, and it smells.
Well, okay.
Well, what's that got to do with, seeing as we're talking about woke things, the furor at the ABC.
Okay, Do you mean over Stan Grant or over?
Well, it's sort of since then. There's another journo saying that he sometimes felt that he was there to tick boxes.
Yeah, he's a guy who. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Who I think, to the surprise of some people, has announced that he is Indigenous.
Yeah, because he didn't really look Indigenous.
No, he doesn't.
That's all right. That's what we're not here to judge that. But I thought, well, you can't win. If you say we are going to be inclusive, that implies quotas.
Exactly.
You have to put a number on it.
Yeah.
But I can't believe there'd be people walking around the ABC going, here comes old box ticker. Hey, going to tick a few boxes, hey, down in your cubicle. Surely if somebody said that, they'd be kidding in Australia. Hey, you're here to tick the box. Whoa, box ticker. And they're all surrounding him.
Box ticker. Yeah.
Do you think that's what goes on? What goes on in there? Ticking boxes. And are there different levels of inclusivity? We know it means no white people, but do you have like 10%? Or is it like 100% of people? So you walk in and there's just a whole room of everyone. There's Johnny from Nepal.
Yeah.
There's Susie from the Philippines. Is that how it works? How does it work? Is there a level of it?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's never published at what point will be deemed adequately diverse. It's a shifting ethereal target.
Gay?
What's that?
Does it include gay and lesbian and trans as well?
Look, it's a broad church. It's a broad umbrella as far as I understand. You know?
Yeah, so they can all end up fighting with each other.
Well, yeah, but all I know is you've got to have a diversity, equity and inclusion manager to stay on top of all this thing. And she, or if she identifies as female, that is, must be paid an enormous amount of money. That's all I know.
What if you say, box ticker, and you go, what box am I ticking? And they say, well, you are gay, aren't you? And you go, well, I'm not. Look, here I am in bed doing some binary behaviour just the other night.
Yeah.
I'm big on binary. Well, then we're going to have to sack you. We thought you were gay.
That's a very... Well, I guess that could happen. It'd be a very interesting legal precedent.
Being sacked for straight because you're meant to be gay to fill the quota.
Well, I don't know, unless
it's all mental. I think it's all mental, all of it.
Well, I think a lot of people agree with you on this one, Darren.
Well, it's great.
Yeah.
What do you think of the notion that a guy I know, when he was much younger, when he was about 20, he worked at Blockbuster.
Yeah, the video store.
Toward the end of the year, they all had to line up outside the boss's office to get told some sort of annual appraisal.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And he reckons he was last, but people were coming out in tears. People were coming out really angry. And then, he got called in, and the guy goes, I've changed the name to protect the innocent, but he goes, Jeff. What can I say? You're Blockbuster material. And it made my friend Jeff, it made him really miserable. He went on. It sort of destroyed him. Right. And disturbed him so much that he resigned the next day.
What? That's not Blockbuster material.
Well, he didn't want to be... He thought that was a sign that he was never going to get out of there or something. He didn't want to be good at it. He didn't want to fit in there. He didn't want that to be his... Yeah, that was how he saw it.
But hang on, was he there for the exciting transition, the historic transition from VCRs to DVDs?
Probably, I don't know.
He could have gone all the way to regional manager.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Well...
Blockbuster material.
Well, you're Blockbuster material.
Have you ever had a boss tell you that?
No, I've never...
You're radio material.
No, I've never had that.
Yeah.
No.
No, and you never will.
No. You know what? No, I don't want it. Thanks. Although
you're faking it.
Well, you know what I wouldn't mind hearing? I'd love from the zoo that I'm orangutan catching material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the gondola joke that I wrote? If you were robbing a bank in Venice, and you have, well, he's not a wheelie, is he? You've got some guy in the gondola waiting out the front.
Yeah.
You rob the bank, and you need what is he? He's not a wheelie.
Well, he's got to look not shifty, like he's, I don't know, maybe got a flat tyre or what the equivalent is in a gondola.
Yeah. Little hole leaking.
Well,
what about the vegetarian lady who she's sent a note to her neighbour, can you close your window when you're cooking all that filthy meat?
I did see that.
It's floating in.
Yeah.
So she insults them yet wants a favour from them.
Yeah.
So she's a bit naive.
Yeah.
You know, it's a disgusting smell. Can you close your window? What do you think of that? Have you eaten that stuff?
What? Vegetarians? No, I haven't. But if it ever comes to that, if we're forced to, I will.
I left a bit out of the story, but a friend of mine who's not very mobile orders their shopping from the supermarket, and she ordered mince and was given that fake stuff.
Oh, no, you can't do that. No, that's not okay. No.
She gave it a go.
Yeah.
But that sounds deliberate. How would you get that wrong? That's deliberate. They've put that in there.
Yeah, that's
but she
grooming.
tried it. She's mellow. She said, I'll give it a go. And she said it tastes like sawdust.
Yeah.
And crushed nuts.
Yep.
And very salty.
Yep. Yeah. And you will enjoy it because it's for the good of the planet. That's why. No, I got the family along the kangaroo mince thing for a while. We did that briefly.
Yeah, I was doing kangaroo steaks.
Yeah, okay.
And then and kangaroo sausages. And then one day I had some kangaroo sausages and I didn't like the smell of them.
Yeah.
And I haven't had them since.
Yeah. No.
But I don't think they smell any different. It was just one day I just went, ooh, they're probably rotten.
Oh, I think that's an outrageous slur on our national symbol, Darren.
But their meat goes off like anything else.
Well, sure, but it's patriotic to eat off kangaroo meat. It's what you must do. Otherwise, you know better than some, bank-robbing gondola driver.
I hear what you say.
Yeah, I hope so.
Did you see the footage of the guy fighting the kangaroo?
Yes, I did, and I would not want to be that guy because that was a ferocious-looking kangaroo.
But he punched it. He won. He kicked it in the head, and it went away. The footage I'm looking at, thinking of. It was on a TV show, I think.
Right.
The kangaroo's got hold of his dog, so he goes over, let go of a dog or whatever, and the kangaroo lets go of the dog, and then they shape up like boxes, and he gives it a real nice sort of a left cross right in the chops.
Right. Did they shake hands afterwards?
No.
What?
It sort of backed off a bit and then hopped away.
Well, what? And then what version do you reckon he told his mates? The kangaroo. What do you reckon he said? Oh, no, he's on the ground pleading. And, I just thought, no, you're not worth it. Not worth it. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go. That guy's really annoying me. So, yeah. It's probably something like that.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
What do you think? I know I'm rattling through a whole lot of stuff. You're kind of carrying me a bit. What do you think of the notion that some guy who used to run Google or whatever, so he would know a lot of stuff, he says that AI could well think that the human race is scum and then kill us all. It's a pretty straight-up statement.
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
Imagine if that happens.
Well, okay, but how's it going to do it? Are you going to be putting the key in the door when you come home from work? It's dark, you've got a bag of shopping, you're distracted, and then what? A computer...
is going to fire a beam at you.
Yeah, or... it's going to what? No.
Well, I guess as long as they don't equip them with any way of killing us. He's talking about robots and things.
Right, okay. Yeah, I know because
you saw RoboCop, didn't you? Like missiles came out of its arms.
Yeah, well, I always rely on what I call the Robin Williams principle, that when he played a robot, he had a human heart.
I know.
Right? And so And,
I know. There's that bit where they find out that they...
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I always firmly believe that, you know, AI will not...
It's a sad bit when robots find out that they're a robot.
That's right.
But am I not capable of love? Like you? Come on, honey. There's wires hanging out of your neck. Haven't you noticed you never wash? You see me in the shower, you never wash. You don't eat. You're a robot. But am I not capable? And then that robot tear.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of those robot movies, that was always the thing.
Yes.
They find out that... Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I just found out that I'm a robot and I'm incapable of love.
Oh, was?
Yeah.
Oh, and a single tear is rolling down your cheek that will lead to a rust problem that will see you...
Have you seen... Probably need to go, but have you seen... what's the movie? It's got the robot and she escapes. And, of course, she's pretty and she's really smart.
Yeah.
Ex Machina.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Have you seen Ex Machina?
No, I haven't.
From about 2016. It's quite a good movie. It's unusual and tense.
Yeah.
It's about AI. It's about robots and stuff.
Okay.
And a really wealthy guy's, he owns an island, and it's unusual and eerie. But anyway, I would recommend viewers, if you haven't seen Ex Machina, watch it if you got it. Why don't you watch it?
Well, the weekend's coming up, and you might have a bit of spare time. You might be on the couch with the love of your life and just thinking...
No, I've seen it. I'm saying you should watch it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'll do. I'll see if I can talk the wife into it.
You're just saying that because we're on air. All right. Well, I'll ask you all about it next week.
All right. Machina, the movie. 5
Machina.
questions. Ex Machina. All right. Darren.
Yes.
Thank you.
Pleasure, Tony. Thanks for having me.
That was the almighty from Darrenistan, Darren Casey. Back in a moment.